I want to start by reading out a quote I came across way back when I was fresh out of university and still trying to decide what I want to do with my life. It goes something like this. First, they came for the journalists. Then, we don't know what happened because there was no one to report on it. These words inspired me in my choice to become a journalist, hoping I could contribute to bringing about a positive change. I believe that change starts with knowledge. Authoritarian regimes know this well. They know that autocracy depends on keeping the public ignorant on some fronts and misinformed on others. Look at my native Iran, for example, where journalists are killed, imprisoned, forced into exile just because they report on facts that the government doesn't want exposed. A country where social media sites are blocked and independent press or media simply doesn't exist. Last year, around this time actually, nationwide protests against the regime were censored from the world. The internet was shut down for around a week so that the killing of over 400 protesters and the arrest of thousands would remain unreported. However, thanks to citizens who risked arrest and uploaded footage online once access to the internet was restored, the brutality of the Iranian government was finally exposed. Unfortunately, Iran is far from alone in such dire violations of human rights. There are so many other countries and leaders withholding and manipulating information in order to intimidate, control, and oppress. However, the curtailing of free speech is not limited to those countries under the control of totalitarian regimes. Powerful democratic nations with long celebrated histories of liberal thought and free speech are not immune to the slow erosion of press rights. Over the last few years, we've seen a sustained and deliberate attack on a free press under the guise of fake news. Journalists have been killed for political or religious satire on the streets of Western democracies. Now, during a global pandemic, the truth around the reality of coronavirus is being obscured and ignored with devastating effects. Free press, and along with it, free speech, is in as precarious a position as ever. To ensure that we don't lose ground on the progress made on human rights over the past decades, it's of vital importance not only to recognize but to stand against censorship, to fight for freedom of speech and to fight for freedom of information, to support the rights of independent journalists and also to educate ourselves on critical and digital literacy. Information is power, and once our access to accurate and reliable information is restricted, our power is restricted. Let's fight for what's ours. Thank you.